Hi everyone, hope you all are having a great Thursday. Today, of course, we spoke about the ceasefire deal as UAE welcomed the ceasefire deal. And as well, Dubai Mall setting a global record for the most visited place on earth in 2024. And what is a show without tea? Because we had a debate on Jwana and LJ's heated confrontation on Dubai Bling.
We'd really love if you can subscribe to the Lovin Dubai Show podcast wherever you get your podcast from and enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome back to the Lovin Dubai Show. Today I am joined by Masa. Hi Masa.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm good. Well, before I want to actually jump to our stories, I want to say congratulations
Thank you so
to
much.
you,
Thank you.
and to everyone, because we're going to be talking about this. UAE welcomed the ceasefire announcement in Gaza, and as well, the Dubai Mall set global record as the most visited place on earth in 2024.
And the Daredevil Jaan Roose walks towards between two Dubai towers. Jwana and LJ's heated confrontation on Dubai Bling brings divided opinions.
Well, I want to jump immediately to our first story. I want to congratulate
The Palestinians
and the Arab world and everyone who actually stood by, voiced their opinions, spoke about it. And
yesterday when I first saw the news, I really teared up. I was so happy. I couldn't sleep. I stayed awake till 2 a.m. There was something that we've been waiting for. It's been 466 days, and finally they've announced a ceasefire.
yes,
So the UAE welcomes.
this is very exciting. So in light of that, Masa, of course, we know that the UAE supported the Palestinians all over and was against the genocide that was happening. And so UAE welcomed Gaza Ceasefire deal. Now the UAE has welcomed the announcement of a ceasefire agreement in Gaza following more than 15 months of intense conflict. His Highness Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the UAE's Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs, expressed his support for the ceasefire and praised the efforts of Qatar, Egypt, and of course the United States in bringing about this agreement.
A statement released by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs emphasized the importance of the agreement, which also includes the release of detainees, hostages, and captives. Sheikh Abdullah commended the tireless diplomatic efforts of the State of Qatar, the Arab Republic of Egypt, and the United States, which helped bring the conflicting parties to the table.
Now, as well, His Highness stressed the hope that ceasefire would end the suffering and loss of the lives in Gaza, highlighting the urgent need for a lasting solution to the crisis. He also called on both parties to adhere to their commitments under the agreement, ensuring that the anguish of Palestinians, captives, and Israeli hostages is alleviated. Now, this is, I would say, one of the best
and the happiest news of 2025. I'm really happy that we're entering 2025 on a good note.
Yes.
May all the people that were affected finally have that comfort, finally have that peace in mind. Like my favorite video yesterday was when Anas al-Sharif, when he took off his helmet and his press vest for the first time in 466 days, it really got goosebumps in my body. The pictures of celebrations, the people cheering, the kids like jumping around, saying like they can finally go home, back home. Yesterday was such a happy night for us, really.
And by the way, let's not forget and praise, of course, the journalists who were reporting on ground. It must have been very scary.
It's very stressful. They were very courageous, and may every journalist that lost their lives documenting this war, may they rest in peace.
Yes, and we are never going to forget them, by the way. They are for sure going to be embedded because they sacrificed their lives to
their heroes,
report.
Basically. There are a lot of names we will never forget their names.
Yes, and of course we're not going to forget people who spoke up about the genocide that was happening in Gaza, and as well people who were, even if it's like very little, such as posting,
boycotting. Everyone that's been boycotting for over a year. Thank you so much for everything, really.
If you were boycotting, good on you. Good on you. Well, let's get a bit closer to home now. The Dubai Mall. Who hasn't been to the Dubai Mall? Now, the Dubai Mall set a global record as the most visited place on earth in 2024. We know that it has just been crowned as the most visited place on earth in 2024, attracting a staggering 111 million visitors. Now, which is a record that surpasses even its previous milestone of 105 million visitors in 2023.
Dubai Mall's incredible growth is a testament to the vision of creating a world-class destination that offers not only the best shopping experiences, but also entertainment, dining, and so much more.
Now as well, the Dubai Mall spans a breathtaking 1.1 million square meters, making it one of the largest shopping malls in the world inside. Now, and there is over as well 1,200 luxury shopping places. There is like dining experiences and as well attractions that can keep millions returning year after year.
This milestone reflects the global appeal of Dubai as a destination for tourists, and we are incredibly excited to continue to set the bar for innovation and excellence in the world of retail and entertainment.
Now, this is, I love it. You know, like right now, when you go to Dubai Mall, you don't only go there to shop. You go there.
Mall, like you can never get bored of Dubai Mall.
You never get bored,
like,
for sure.
You can go every weekend. I can never get bored of Dubai Mall.
For sure.
It's the only place
trip
in Dubai. Yes.
It's like a trip. It's like a trip. You go there, you need to like not only shop. It's not a place to shop. You can enjoy, have fun, walk, eat.
Yeah, there's so much to do, and like I feel like every hangout has to be specifically for something. You know, you can't do everything because Dubai Mall has everything and it's really, really big. I feel like you cannot finish everything in one day. So you either go there specifically to dine. You either go there specifically to shop. You either go there to specifically like through the VR games. Specifically go there to try their cafes, their matcha, like a lot of coffee shops in the Fashion Avenue. Yeah. The Fashion Avenue has a lot of nice restaurants. Every single restaurant is like an experience itself.
Yes.
The ice rink.
Yeah. I mean, by the way, like you go there, it's not like a place where you can go for like an hour or two.
No, you have to spend like half a day.
You need to go there, like it's like a full-on day. You know what I mean? Like you need to have like, oh, so first we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna do that. So I think that number does not surprise me, and I would expect even a bigger number for 20.
I am part of that number.
You are part of that number. We all are. Every restaurant, I can assure that every restaurant is a part of that number.
Yeah.
So if you haven't been to Dubai Mall, you must have been to Dubai Mall for sure.
Every resident here has been
to exactly everyone, even tourists. It's like
the ultimate destination of Dubai. It's the must-visit destination of Dubai. The place that you never get bored of.
I agree. Well, let's jump to our next story.
So the Daredevil Jaan Roose walks between Dubai towers. So on Saturday afternoon, the fearless Jaan Roose took on one of the most insane challenges of his career, walking across a high line rope suspended 224 meters above the ground between the iconic Jumeirah Emirates towers. So you can see it behind us. Like this is insane, insane. Look,
It is insane. I mean, I just don't know because like I can assure you
guys.
How
high is this?
He must. By the way, it's like a movie, you know. I think I watched a movie. Now, this stunt, which made history as a world-first highline walk, was part of the 1 billion followers summit hosted by Red Bull. Now, this is, by the way, like now we know that Roose is a 3-time world champion slackliner, has built a reputation for pushing the limits of his sport, and this latest achievement is no exception. Clearly, it's not
so with the stunning Dubai skyline beneath him and the crowd cheering him on, you can hear it like literally from the video.
I would freak out.
Oh
I would
my
freak
God.
out. I would freak out.
This act basically added to his like legendary career. How does this man not have? Is he not scared of heights?
I don't think
he does not have fear of heights.
I don't think so because, like, you know what, Masa? I believe that
crazy.
you know, like, I think that
and
the adrenaline.
He's doing like backflips. What's happening? How is he standing upside down?
I think that this is a sport that maybe pushes his adrenaline in a way.
Not everyone.
Yeah, it's not for everyone.
This is why he's legendary for this. This is why his name is remembered, because not everyone can do this. For me, this is I'm scared of heights. You can't. Oh my God! Look how high this is. And I feel like we missed out a lot on 1 billion summit because a lot of things happened. Did you see the robots?
Of course I did. It's freaking me out because it's like at this point, I feel like at this point we are gonna be living in a world where we are gonna accepting robots.
Yeah, I wish I went to 1 billion summit. Really, this year looked insane.
It did. Well, next year it's fine.
Next year, but I feel we missed this. We missed the concerts. It was a nice event. You know, I've seen a lot of videos.
It really was.
Such a big
there were a lot of influencers,
a lot of good panel speakers also.
Exactly. Yeah. And as well,
Omar, his speech, when he's amazing. Honestly, I watched it over and over, and really, like his speech was on point.
I mean, you can just it's very shocking and it's very inspiring seeing that content creators right now, in this fast-paced era, I would say.
Celestia also was there.
Who?
Celestia also.
Oh my God! Of course. I mean, Celestia is a big, huge influencer.
Yeah.
She was very young and she covered everything that was happening in Palestine.
And now she was
is
at a
like-
panelist at a
Of course.
1 billion summit.
Who wouldn't want to listen to her story? Because, you know, at such a young
Yeah.
age, to be
She's
covering
very
and sacrificing
well-spoken.
her life
Yeah.
with what's happening in genocide in Gaza, and the dedication that she had for her country just speaks a lot. It speaks a lot of volume.
And she was
Yes.
very well spoken for someone her age.
Yes, I agree with you.
So hopefully we'll get to attend it next year. But
Masa will want to
year
attend it next
only
year.
stick to the videos that we saw online, although I know much more happened.
Yes,
But
for
it's
sure.
okay.
You know, there were a lot of influencers. There were a lot of good talk that was happening around, good panelists as well.
Something that Abdullah, like our colleague, was telling us yesterday was really funny. He said when he went to 1 billion summit, he felt like he was scrolling through Instagram.
Yes, because, you know, like,
From the amount of
some
influencers.
people, I know, but, you know, some people might not accept that, but maybe this is, the summit is calling everyone to, for a time to accept social media, that it is controlling our life in a way.
It is called 1 billion followers summit.
Exactly, so just like accept it, it's fine. But of course, now I want to jump to another segment, another story, that is filled with tea. That you and I, by the way, we're going to be talking about this. Tell us more,
So
Masa.
the Jwana and LJ's heated confrontation on the Bling. Even if you haven't watched season 3, I'm sure you've seen it all over TikTok. I saw the spoiler before I even reached that episode. So Dubai's Bling's 3rd season has finally hit our screens. We've been long waiting for it. So bringing all the drama and the extravagance that we all expect. But in the 4th season, something happened. Tension exploded when Farhana tried to help Jwana and Lujain LJ reconcile, but things took a sharp turn.
Well, I'll tell you guys the tea. No, so Jwana accused LJ of going after her ex, which LJ denied, claiming they were just friends. However, LJ later admitted to the camera that she made the move to hurt Jwana because Jwana had gone out with someone LJ liked.
Spoiler alert, really sorry. The argument escalated to the point where Jwana stormed off and refused to walk the runway because both of them were supposed to walk the same runway, but Jwana decided to just not walk anymore. Who fired back, LJ fired back after hearing this. She said, she wants to make it sound so bad because she has nothing to say about me. And LJ basically claimed that she was the victim.
Look, okay, we have a lot to talk about this. We were talking about this, by the way, like since yesterday. It even brought up like a personal conversation. I think that as a girl, if you are friends with another girl, even if your friendship ended, you should be a girl's girl. Like,
You should never go after
anyone's ex. And then I remember as well, so I saw a clip where she was like, oh yeah, they were not together.
Oh my God.
It's like, I'm sorry, this is not okay.
Especially since the background and everything that Jwana said, like it was not, let's say it wasn't like a good, like a, let's say, you know, a collective decision between Jwana and her husband. No, something happened between them. Betrayal, cheating happened. So Jwana is already really hurt from her husband.
True.
And for her friend who saw her go through all this pain, who saw her like suffering and trying to get over him and everything, for her best friend to go and do that to her, I can understand the frustration. But at the same time, I still didn't reach the 5th episode. I still want to see what LJ has to say. Is it really true that Jwana went out with
her
LJ's
crush? Because I saw that LJ was like, she liked someone and then Jwana went after
But
him.
Farhana even mentioned that they went out as friends, like as a group, and he was there. Like it wasn't like a date.
I mean, look, I'll say something. No matter what, let's say she went out after the guy that you like, right? I think as a woman, your value lies with the boundaries that you put. And you cross your own boundary when you go out with your best friends or your friends even, ex.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Is to cross the line, especially since her ex-husband cheated on her.
Yes, and it's not
so
like
you're adding more pain.
For sure, it's not like it's not like a crush. You know what I mean? It's like a husband. You know, they for sure lived together. They shared a life together. So, and you are a best friend who saw your other best friend go through the pain.
And the hurt, because cheating is really difficult.
It is difficult.
It's actually a betrayal. So I think whether LJ was hurt by Jwana, okay, maybe because they did claim that Jwana went out, he was there as part of friends, as a friend group. It wasn't like a date, but I understand Jwana's perspective. I understand Jwana's frustration, because she came to you and when she was really hurt, when she was feeling down and her worst, she was in her worst place in her life, she came to you for comfort, for help, for everything, for support.
Yes.
So you betray the support.
That is
because
true.
you wanted to hurt her on purpose. And LJ did admit to
It was on
Farhana that
purpose.
was on purpose.
On purpose.
So I think, I'm not gonna comment more on that, but I think take people's feelings into consideration when taking actions. Really take people's feelings into consideration. You know this person was hurt. Take people's feelings into consideration. Like this just reminds me of something in my past, but like.
For sure. By the way, I think at this time and age, all of us have gone through a similar situation where like a best friend of us has betrayed us in kind of a way, right?
Yeah.
And that just like leads to like you lose respect to the person, you lose respect to the friend, and then you will not trust her anymore, and then therefore the friendship is broken. And once trust is broken, nothing gets back.
Nothing cannot be reconciled.
Nothing can be mended at all. You know, like even if they. I hope they fix it, and I hope that they're fine now. But even if LJ, or I mean, Jwana forgives LJ, I don't think that it would be the same anymore. There will still be like, okay,
there's a bit tension
going on, you know?
I feel like I feel like for a friendship to work,
yes,
between a girl group friendship to work, keep the men out of your friendship.
And by the way, just like
the
love yourself.
The men you pursue, keep it for yourself. The men you pursue, I'm going to repeat the men you pursue.
The men you pursue, just keep it
for yourself.
Yes,
do not tell anyone about the men you're pursuing.
No, it's not only that. It's like I feel like it's
well, as soon as like it I don't know, and I feel like it creates a lot of problems because not everyone is sane. Really keep the men out of girls' friendships, because we as women, like girl friendships are so nice. I love girl friendships. They mean so much to me.
For sure.
It's the most important thing in my whole life. And this is what I do with my girl friendships. We keep the men out of our girl group. Group.
I kind of disagree with that a bit, because like in a way, if I have a best friend that is a girl, if I will have to not tell her about my partner, then that is a red flag. I should be able to tell her like, hey, he's this, he's that, I'm hurt, he said that to me, you know, and we should be able to have a conversation without me worrying that she will be going after the man, because then that is a problem that lies within her.
That's true. Like even I agree with that point, honestly. But I think at the same time, as soon as, for example, if you had like a mixed friend group, two people might like the same person. And this can cause a lot of issues. That's why keep the men out of girl friend groups. Trust me, you'll have an amazing time.
And as well, by the way, like to be honest with you, just like love yourself, and there is nothing more empowering than
if you feel
friends that are girls.
Own,
you can
I
feel
love girl friendships.
Exactly, I love girls. I love like girl friendships. You know what I mean?
They're my favorite things. Literally, we're very supportive.
They empower you.
I can come to you. I can rant. I can rant for hours. I can vent to you for hours.
And you wouldn't judge.
You wouldn't judge.
You wouldn't judge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like we are like men are practical. That is true, but women.
Emotional intelligence.
Other women, the emotional, I would say, like the emotional side that they need, right? So, I would say, like honestly, like my advice to every woman out there: keep
the men out of your
my advice.
Trust me, trust me. I'm telling you, like really, I'm telling you with experience. If you have a girlfriend group, you can have two different groups, mixed groups, girlfriend group. But if you have like a strong girlfriend group, I'm saying only girls, keep the men out of the girlfriend group.
Well, no, my advice to you is love yourself and don't be...
the best advice I can give you. Trust me, you will love your life.
I mean, you can take either Masa's advice or my advice. Just like love yourself, respect yourself, and...
Divided opinions, see?
Yes, divided opinions, exactly. Well, we're gonna go on a short break, because after the break, we are gonna be joined by the motivational, and I'm very excited to meet him, Nick, the author From Victim to Victor. So stay tuned. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. Today's guest is Nick Santonastasso, a guy who's proof that no challenge is too big. Born with Han heart syndrome, he's built a life full of inspiration, humor, and pure determination. Welcome to the show. We're super excited to have you here.
Thank you so much for
that
coming.
Was great.
It's really nice having you here.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So, you know, a lot of people may not be familiar with the syndrome and not be familiar with you.
Of course.
So, what is living with hand-heart syndrome has taught you? What has it taught you?
Yeah, so for those that don't know me, I was the 12th baby in medical history that they've ever seen this happen to. And basically, kids or babies with hand-heart syndrome are either born with undeveloped limbs or undeveloped organs. So I had about a 30% chance to live, and my parents went forth with that pregnancy. When I was born, the doctors did tests on my organs, and my organs came back 100% healthy, and the only thing that was affected were my limbs. So born with no legs, one arm, and the most handsome man with no legs, one arm. So that's what hand-heart syndrome does to you. But that is the syndrome, and I am living on the bonus round of life, right? So everything is additional for me. I'm not really supposed to be here, so I'm just enjoying every day.
Growing up with the syndrome for sure must have been difficult and accepting it and everything, but were you like always confident as a gift, or did you develop it as you grew older?
It's a great question. Definitely not always confident. This is a work in progress, and I'm glad you get to meet the best version of Nick. But when I got into middle school and high school, I think the kids are the most judgmental during those times.
There's
and kids
a lot of bullying.
It's a tough time, regardless of legs, arms. Like everybody had some sort of hard time during that, and so there was, you know, name calling and teasing others. And what's pretty interesting is most of our beliefs aren't even ours. We picked them up from someone else. And so, you know, maybe one day someone told you that you weren't attractive and you started to believe it. Or maybe a teacher said like, hey, maybe you're not that smart, and you started to believe that. And so there was a specific moment for me where a girl had mentioned to me that I don't even have to make fun of you, you're already too messed up anyway. And that was around 14. That was around 14 years old. And I started to develop beliefs that I was unattractive, I'll never have a girlfriend, I'll never have a wife. And so, but that pain was the leverage in order for me to change, right? Humans, we either change for two reasons, pain or pleasure. And so I experienced a lot of pain, and that forced me to become all the things that you see I'm doing today, right? That pain of not feeling loved, I figured if I built big things, I'd finally be loved. And I don't know if that's sustainable, but that was how most of my success came.
I'm sorry you went through all of that. I really am.
Crazy. People are, especially people in middle school, are so cruel.
Yes.
They're really cruel. We have our own stories.
Yes.
Of course, we all do, right?
No, but I want to ask you that we know that society really does underestimate people with disabilities. How did you overcome that?
Of course, I think one of the greatest strengths I was given was my parents treated me normal. So I had 3 other siblings, and so I got beat up by my siblings just like everybody. You know, they would put food in front of me and say figure it out, or they put my clothes in front of me and say figure it out. So they never do everything for me. And so they pushed me to become independent at a very early age. So that was one of the greatest strengths. So I had a really good relationship with failure. I was very solution oriented, and that carried into my whole entire life. And so I never really saw myself different. I was kind of delusionally optimistic.
Yeah, but I watched one of your speeches. You said that growing up, you never knew that you were different. And it got me thinking, like, as kids growing up, we are never racists. Like, people with autism don't know that they're autistic. I feel like the society puts you under this category and restricts you. Do you feel that society, maybe growing up, restricted you in some sort of ways?
Of course. Yeah, that's a great point, right? They put you in a box. And so when you're a kid, you're pure.
Yeah,
and you learn everything. You're taught these things. And so, yeah, I was taught that, you know, I was different, I was short, I needed extra time on things, and I really broke that by becoming an athlete. You know, when I was 16 years old, this arm was about 5 inches longer than it is now, and it was very sensitive. I couldn't do activities with it. I actually made the decision to amputate that arm to become a wrestler. When I became a wrestler, my identity started to shift. I was labeled as an athlete, I was with the boys, and that's when the confidence started to spiral. But it all started by me just pushing the boundaries and not wanting to be last pick, but really push to be the best in what I do.
And not be looked at as different, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was the moment of realization where, you know what, I want to get up, I want to have speeches, I want to inspire other people?
Yeah, that's a great question. So many people asked me to speak when I was younger, like, hey, would you come speak to my school? And, you know, my dad's like, you could be a speaker. And I'm like, I don't want to be a speaker. I'm like a 16, 17-year-old kid. And at the time, you know, fast forward to 20 years old, I was actually pursuing bodybuilding. And I moved from one state in America to another state. And I was at this small little get-together, and I was sharing my story. And there was a man to the left of me, and he was like, you could be on the biggest stages in the world. And I'm like, you're crazy. And he saw something that I couldn't see. And from that moment, we decided to go into business together. And I dedicated the last 8 years of my life to human behavior, to psychology, anything that I could do to help humans unlock themselves. Because the truth is, most people have all their arms and all their legs, yet they're still more handicapped than I am. Because of the psychology and because of the belief system.
Because of lack of confidence also. I think like the public speaking is a really huge issue for a lot of people.
I really love that, by the way. I love how you said that, you know, like a lot of people are more handicapped than I am. Now, you wrote the book From Victim to Victor. What does this phrase mean to you?
Yeah. These are identities, right? And essentially what a victim is, and I say this in the most compassionate way, but what a victim is someone who blames external circumstances for their condition, right? The reason why I'm overweight is because my family is overweight, or the reason why I smoke is because my whole family smokes. So we tend to blame or rationalize external circumstances for the reason why we act the way we do.
Yeah.
And going from victim to victor is really someone who's a victor takes full accountability of their life. Meaning that if you look into the mirror and you don't like your physique, you understand that it's your fault. If you look inside your bank account and you don't like it, it's your fault, right? If you don't like where you live and you have the opportunity or resourcefulness to move, you can do so. But understanding that we're the creators of our life. And I say that in the most compassionate way because not everybody will understand that, and people only know what they know. So I'm not bashing people for not being where they want to be, but we just need to expose people to success stories and information of people who didn't have things and now they have things, because all it takes for a human is to see that it's possible. And once you can see that it's possible, then your brain goes, maybe I can do it as well.
Yeah.
And so I just want to be a walking, talking example that you can achieve whatever you want to do, and I'm going to lead from the front and do it first, and then y'all can follow.
I hope you really become super big, because honestly, we're all really tired of those podcasts, the overly idealistic podcasts. You can do this, you have this money, start from $5 to, it's unrealistic in some way.
True, yeah.
But in your book, there's a slogan that says, how to overcome the victim mentality to live with the life you love. You genuinely believe that the victim mentality can be cured? Yeah?
Of course. I mean, it's the meaning that you give life. There are people in way worse situations than me that are way happier than I am. There's people with no money who are happier than the millionaires and billionaires that you see walking around the streets. You don't get the life you have, you get the life you focus on.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but what is like the root cause of the victim mentality? Because like we see it all around, you know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, I this happened to me, and this happened to me, and that happened to me, and I have this and I have that.
Of course. I don't know if there's one root cause, but oftentimes most is caught, not taught, meaning that you grew up in a place where people complained a lot. So you just became a complainer. You don't even know you're a complainer. Did you know that by the age of 35, 95% of what you do is unconscious?
Oh, wow.
Your actions, your words, your emotions, your triggers are on autopilot. So that's what I'm saying. Most people only know what they know. They don't even know that they're in that mentality. So we're just here to shake them out in a loving way.
And so, would you say like your environment and how you grow up can affect your mentality, basically?
Of course. There's three massively important things that you can control, which will change the quality of your life. The first one is your focus. I've already mentioned that. What you focus on, you get more of. What you focus on, you feel. What you focus on is your life. The second thing is the content that you consume. If your Instagram feed is full of negativity, you become negative.
Yeah, the algorithm basically.
Of course. And the third and final thing is the people that you surround yourself with. And usually that's the most difficult, because sometimes it's your closest family and friends that don't understand your goals and your visions, and you don't like that. And so you don't need to cut these people off, you just need to love some people from afar. But those are the three most important things that if you can dial in those, your life will change forever.
And I feel like a lot of people, they love to be in the victim mentality. They never want to leave it. They have this. They love to complain. They're always at every story. They have to be the victim. But what is the most important tip would you give to those people to try to get out of that mentality? The people that want to change, or maybe they didn't notice it in themselves.
Of course.
How can they realize that? Oh, okay, people around you are really annoyed by their constant complaining, and you complain because you're not happy with your life, but you're not doing anything to change it. So what's one step that someone should take to try to put an end to that?
The golden question of what need am I meeting by playing victim? And what that means is most people complain because that's their way to get connection.
Yeah, people relatable.
Wow, that is
being relatable.
Most people complain because they get attention. Maybe they've never felt seen before, and the only way they know how to meet that need is to complain. So I have some compassion and empathy for them, but the question becomes, how can I meet that need in an empowering way?
But then what if like someone is like not complaining, but they're just like explaining what is happening? You know what I mean? It's like, and it's bothering them. What is that identified as?
It's a slippery slope. And so I would say you can explain the situation, but if you're not actively thinking towards a solution, then you're complaining.
What is one habit that like let's say someone wants to get out of the victim mentality, what is one habit that should be incorporated in their day-to-day life to avoid that or get rid of that?
Yeah, ultimately I would reflect back on how far they've come. You know, oftentimes people are either in the gap or they're in the gain. And what I mean by that is people are usually in the gap of how far they are away from the person that they want to become, and it makes them feel inadequate, versus looking back and looking at the gain of how much they've healed, how much they've overcome, how much they've succeeded. And so that's what I would say is turn around and look at your journey and see how far you come and feel those emotions so you can move forward in an empowered way. But most people are in the gap, not the gain.
Yeah.
That is so empowering.
So the power of a mindset.
Yes.
Of course.
Okay. The power of a mindset. What, in simple words, what does that mean to you?
Mindset?
Yeah. You can describe it in 3 words, basically.
It's the hack. It's the upgrade. I mean, our brain is a computer system, and the only reason why a man with no legs and 1 arm lives more than a life than most people is because of his brain. I'm not stronger, I'm not taller, I'm not more handsome than everybody. It's because I have a specific set of belief system and people feel it. But you get what your beliefs are, so I shape my whole destiny based on my beliefs.
This is, by the way, like beyond inspiring and beyond motivating, because of course, like, you know, as humans go on a lot of hardships on their day-to-day life, right? And then when something happens, it's like it eats up all of their brain, and they start to eat up as well themselves. But thank you so much. Thank you so much, because I loved talking to you. I love talking to you, and you inspired us and motivated us. And thank you, Masa.
Well, before you leave, like, what is one advice would you give to someone who feels stuck in life?
Start romanticizing with your future so you're not stuck in the past. Meaning sit down and create a compelling vision for your life that gets you so excited so you can jump out of bed faster than the man with no legs and 1 arm.
Love that.
Oh, interesting.
Love that.
So romanticizing your life in what ways?
What do you want? Meaning, what do you want your physique to look like? How much money do you want to make? Do you want to spoil your parents if you have your parents? What kind of vacations do you want to go on? What kind of skills do you want to learn? Get so fired up about life to the point where you're not reminiscing in the past and all the things that failed, but you're more focused on where you're going and where you're going to achieve.
So enjoy the little things in your life, basically.
Love that.
Of course, enjoy the little things and start painting the canvas of life.
Thank you so much, by the way, for the advice. And even though it's very like short, we're gonna of course talk about more after the show. But thank you all so much, and thank you, Masa, for joining me.
Thank you.
So stay tuned tomorrow for the same show again, same time, same place. Bye bye.